All right, so today we're diving into this whole idea of, owning a luxury villa in Phuket,
Phuket.
or as they say it over there,
Yeah.
Phuket,
Phuket.
not Phuket. So we're talking private pools and stunning ocean views and maybe even your own personal chef.
Right. The
But
dream.
then what happens
Yeah.
when paradise comes with like a 12-hour time difference?
Yeah. That's the catch. How do you manage all of that?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive today. And luckily,
To us.
we've got some insights from an expert, so someone who actually lives and breathes Phuket real estate,
Oh, okay.
Sandra O'Neill, and she's the director of Ocean Worldwide.
Okay.
They're a luxury real estate agency, and they've been operating in Phuket since 2004. So
They've seen a lot.
they've seen it all.
Yeah.
And we're diving into an article that they published. Now,
Okay.
they obviously have a lot of expertise in this area,
Yeah.
but they might be steering us towards certain
Right.
approaches.
Of course. Always got to keep that in mind. It's good to be aware of potential biases, especially when you're talking about investments and stuff like that.
Yeah. So to kick things off, Sandra jumps right into like the nitty-gritty
Okay.
of choosing a property management company.
All right.
And her big point is that you wouldn't trust like an inexperienced surgeon with a major operation.
Of course not.
Right.
Right.
So why would you trust your villa, which is like this huge asset,
Absolutely.
to
Secret
someone
is-
who doesn't have a proven track record?
Yeah, yeah. You want somebody who knows what they're doing, especially in that specific market, right?
Especially in the Phuket market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crucial. You got to think about the legal system, cultural norms, even just finding a good plumber over there.
Yeah.
It's not the same as, doing it at home.
Totally.
Hmm.
And Sandra really hammers that home. She talks about how Ocean Worldwide, her company, specializes
Okay.
in luxury residential real estate,
Mm-hmm.
not just in Phuket, but also in Koh Samui.
Oh, wow.
And they've worked with thousands of families and investors.
Wow.
It's clear that they
Okay.
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But even beyond a company's history, like
Yeah.
what should you actually look for? What are the specifics?
Right. What should you be asking?
Yeah.
Well, Sandra really stresses clear communication and transparency.
Yeah.
You're basically entering a partnership with this company. So you need to be able to ask questions, raise concerns, and you want to be sure they're going to give you honest feedback.
You need that open line of communication.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you want things like regular reporting, detailed financial statements. Those are non-negotiables.
Yeah, for sure. She also mentions the importance of technology.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
How does that come into play?
So think about online booking systems.
Okay. Yeah.
Those prevent double bookings. They can even handle like guest inquiries.
Makes sense.
There's also property management software that keeps track of your income and expenses.
That's super useful, especially from a distance.
Mm-hmm. And even remote security systems, like for peace of mind.
Oh, wow. So you can keep an eye on everything.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like you're there, even when you're miles away.
That's amazing. Technology has really changed the game when it comes to this kind of stuff.
It really has.
But as with any tool, right, you have to use it properly. You got to choose the right software, set up secure access, and make sure that your property management company is actually tech savvy.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. And here's where it gets interesting. Sandra really emphasizes the importance of cultivating like a local network
Okay.
beyond just the management company. So we're talking cleaners, gardeners, pool maintenance people, repair technicians.
Basically like a whole team of people you can trust on the ground.
Exactly. Because let's face it, things are going to go wrong.
Oh, for sure. Something's always bound to happen.
Like a leaky faucet in your own home, that's just a minor annoyance.
Right.
But when it's happening thousands of miles away,
Mm-hmm.
it can feel like
That's a disaster.
a major crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having that local support system
It sounds essential.
is invaluable. Yeah.
It's not just about finding the cheapest option either. It's about building relationships, understanding local customs, and finding people who really understand the challenges of maintaining a property
Yeah.
in that climate.
Yeah. It's like a whole other level of trust that
Exactly.
you need to have.
Yeah.
Sandra even suggests things like attending local community events or connecting with other property owners in Phuket.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So it's about
Networking.
becoming part of the community,
Yeah.
even if you're not
Even if you're not there all the time.
physically present all the time.
Yeah, that's really smart. You can learn so much from people who have been through the process already.
Absolutely.
They can warn you about potential pitfalls and stuff.
For sure. And speaking of pitfalls, we can't forget about the legal side of things.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
That's important.
Sandra's a big advocate for really understanding the local laws and regulations in Phuket. So
Mhm.
that's zoning laws, building codes, licensing requirements for short-term rentals. Like,
Wow, there's a lot to consider.
you need to be aware of all of it.
Yeah,
And it's not just about, avoiding fines or penalties.
right.
It's about protecting your investment.
Absolutely. Making sure everything's legit. That's where having a good legal expert on your team is so important, right? Someone who can guide you through all of that.
Absolutely. And Sandra even touches on some of the nuances of Thai property law,
Oh,
which could be super different from what you might be used to.
I bet. Can you give us an example?
Yeah, so like foreigners can't actually directly own land in Thailand.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So there are specific ownership structures
Okay.
like leaseholds and condominiums that you
Yeah.
need to understand. It's not
Base.
simple as just like signing on the dotted line.
Right. It's a lot more complicated than that. So you really need to do your research before you jump into anything.
Absolutely.
And don't forget about taxes. I'm sure Thailand has its own set of rules and regulations when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Thailand has its own tax laws, and rental income is taxable.
Of course, makes sense.
So that's something you need to understand and factor into your financial planning.
It's easy to overlook those things when you're caught up in the excitement of owning a place in paradise.
Right, exactly.
But it's an investment. You got to treat it like one.
Yeah, it's business.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered the importance of a strong property management company,
Mm-hmm.
building that local network, understanding the legal landscape,
Right.
and even like the tax implications.
Yeah.
But now let's get to like the fun stuff. How do you actually make sure that your villa is bringing in that income?
Yeah, let's talk about attracting guests and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
What does Sandra have to say about that?
Well, this is where I think her expertise in luxury real estate really comes in.
Right.
She emphasizes how important it is to create a compelling brand for your villa. It's not just about like listing it on Airbnb and crossing your fingers.
Right, it's got to stand out.
You need to think about what makes it unique, what kind of experience you want to offer to your guests.
It's about the whole package.
Yeah, and how you can communicate that effectively. And she uses this great analogy.
Okay.
She compares it to
Mm-hmm.
creating a five-star hotel experience.
Oh, I like that.
So it's not just about
Yeah.
providing a place to sleep. It's about creating an entire experience.
Yeah, from the moment they arrive to the moment they leave,
Exactly.
you want them to have a good time.
Yeah. So think about those little touches that can really make a difference, like a personalized welcome basket, a guidebook
Oh, yeah.
with like insider tips on the local spots,
Local restaurants, things like that.
maybe even a pre-stocked fridge with their favorite drinks.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Little touches can go a long way.
Yeah. It's all about exceeding expectations and creating those like
Yeah.
wow moments.
Yeah, the things that they'll remember and tell their friends about.
Exactly. And it doesn't even have to be expensive. It's
Right.
just about being thoughtful.
Thoughtful and detail-oriented.
Yeah. And another thing that Sandra highlights
Okay.
is the importance of technology in this whole branding process.
Oh, interesting. How so?
So think about having high-quality photos and videos
Okay, yeah.
that really showcase your villa's best features. Virtual tours that let people explore the property online. A strong social media presence.
Right. You got to have a good online presence these days.
It's all about creating this like digital footprint that reflects the luxury of the property.
It's like giving people a taste of the experience before they even book.
Exactly.
And don't forget about online reviews. Those are huge these days.
Oh yeah. Positive feedback from previous guests can be like the best marketing tool.
Absolutely, people trust other people's experiences.
And she even suggests going beyond the standard online listings
Oh.
and creating a whole dedicated website for your villa.
Oh, wow. Like a whole website just for the property?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It lets you tell its story in your own words.
Mhm.
You can showcase the unique features.
You have total control over how it's presented.
Exactly. And you can even offer additional services or experiences that add value for your guests.
Right, like concierge services or customized itineraries.
It's all about going the extra mile and really differentiating yourself from the competition.
It's about creating a unique and memorable experience that people will want to talk about.
Exactly.
You know, as we've been going through Sandra's advice,
Yeah.
I'm struck by just how much emphasis she puts on this proactive management style.
Yeah, it's not just like setting it and forgetting it.
No, not at all. It's about really being involved in the property and the market.
Yeah, it's almost like running a small business.
Exactly. You've got marketing operations, financials, customer service,
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing.
all these moving parts that have to work together smoothly.
And so I
Yeah.
think having the right mindset going into it is super important.
Oh, absolutely. If you just want something completely passive, this might not be the right investment for you.
Yeah, but if you're willing to put in the work,
If you're ready to roll up your sleeves,
yeah.
it can be super rewarding.
I'm also really fascinated by her approach to branding and marketing.
Oh, yeah. How so?
It's not just about throwing your villa up on a website and hoping for the best.
Right, you have to be more strategic than that.
Yeah, you have to really think about who you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
What makes your property special?
What makes it stand out?
Yeah, and then how to tell that story in a
Yeah.
way that resonates with people.
It's all about crafting a narrative.
Mm-hmm. And she uses this great analogy.
Oh, what is it?
She compares it to, like, creating a five-star hotel experience.
Oh, I like that.
So it's not just about giving them a place to sleep.
It's about the whole experience.
Yeah. It's about the whole package deal.
From the moment they step off the plane to the moment they leave.
Exactly. Think about those extra little touches that can make a big difference.
Okay, like what?
Like a personalized welcome basket. A guidebook with local recommendations.
Insider tips.
Yeah, maybe even a pre-stocked fridge.
Oh, that's a nice touch. I would love that.
Yeah, right. It's all about exceeding those expectations.
Creating those wow moments.
Making it memorable. And it doesn't even have to be super expensive.
Right. It's just about being thoughtful.
Exactly.
Putting in that extra effort.
Another thing that stood out to me was her focus on building that strong local network.
Oh, yeah. Beyond the property manager.
Exactly. So we're not just talking about finding the cheapest contractor or whatever.
Right. You need more than that.
Yeah, it's about building those relationships, understanding the local customs.
Finding people you can actually trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She even recommends, like, going to local events or connecting with other property owners in Phuket.
Oh, that's a great idea. Get the inside scoop.
Yeah, it's about becoming a part of the community, even if you're only there part-time.
And I think that really translates to a better experience for the guests, too.
Oh, totally. They
Oh.
can feel that.
They can sense when a property is being managed with care.
And then, of course, there's the financial side of things.
Right. The numbers have to make sense.
Exactly. Sandra really stresses being on top of your finances.
Tracking all your income and expenses.
Yeah, having a reserve fund for those unexpected costs.
It's easy to forget about those practical details when you're dreaming of paradise.
Yeah, you get caught up in the fantasy.
But it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, you got to treat it like one.
And that's where her advice on strategic pricing and dynamic pricing tools comes in.
Oh, yeah. Those tools are pretty cool.
It can really help you maximize your income.
It's about understanding the market, adjusting your rates, and making sure you're not leaving money on the table.
Finding that sweet spot.
Exactly.
And speaking of maximizing income, we can't forget about marketing.
Oh, yeah. Even the most stunning villa won't make you any money if nobody knows about it.
Exactly. You have to get the word out there.
Sandra talks about using a mix of online and offline tactics.
Like what kind of stuff?
So, listing on the popular booking platforms, of course, but also partnering with local travel agents, even hosting virtual events.
Oh, virtual events. That's interesting. How does that work?
So it's a way to, like, showcase your property and connect with potential guests online.
Kind of like a virtual open house.
Yeah, exactly. And she also talks about content marketing.
Content marketing.
Yeah, so creating blog posts, articles, maybe even videos.
Okay, so like showcasing the property and the surrounding area.
Highlighting all the cool things people can see and do.
It's about being more than just a listing.
Yeah, it's about providing value.
Becoming a resource for people.
Exactly. And then, of course, social media is huge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Stunning photos, engaging stories, those behind-the-scenes peeks into the Phuket lifestyle.
It's all about painting a picture.
Yeah, capturing that vibe.
Making people feel like they're already there.
It's clear that Sandra's approach to this whole thing is about more than just checking off boxes.
Right. It's more holistic than that.
Yeah, it's about passion and creativity and a real desire to create something special for your guests.
It's about treating your villa as more than just a business.
Yeah, it's like a second home that you're sharing with the world.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes the difference between a good property and a truly great one.
So as we head into the final part of our deep dive today, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about the long game.
Okay, the long game.
So owning a Phuket villa, it's not just a quick flip. It's an investment that can pay off for years to come.
Right. It's about building something sustainable.
Exactly. But what does it take to actually make that happen?
What does it take to really succeed in the long term?
Yeah. What are the keys to making this a sustainable venture?
Yeah.
So as we've gone through all of Sandra's advice,
Yeah.
one theme that keeps coming up for me is this idea of balance.
Balance. Okay.
It's like finding that sweet spot between running a profitable business and making sure your guests are having an amazing experience.
Yeah. It's a tough one, right? You want to make money, obviously, but you don't want to do it at the expense of your guests.
Exactly, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
happy guests mean good reviews, they mean people coming back, and that means a successful business.
Word of mouth is huge in the hospitality industry.
It's everything.
People trust their friends' recommendations
Oh, for sure.
more than some fancy hat.
Absolutely. And Sandra talks about creating this culture of hospitality.
Oh, I like that.
So it's about like infusing every part of your villa management with this warmth and generosity.
Making people feel welcome.
Yeah, like a genuine desire to make your guests feel pampered and cared for.
It's not just a transaction, it's an experience.
Exactly. And I love that phrase, culture of hospitality.
It's kitschy.
It really is.
It's not just about providing a bed for the night.
Right. It's about creating an atmosphere.
Yeah, where people feel at home, relax, like they can really let go and enjoy themselves.
Okay, so think about it this way.
Okay.
You've invested in this amazing villa in paradise. You've put so much work into making it beautiful and welcoming.
This your baby.
Yeah. And now you're inviting other people to come and share that with you.
It's like opening up your home, in a way.
It really is. And you want them to feel comfortable.
Right, like they belong there.
To really experience the Phuket lifestyle.
And that comes across in the little things, right? Like a welcome note or a basket of local goodies.
Oh, yeah, those little touches can make a big difference.
Even just a personalized itinerary with recommendations for things they might enjoy.
It's all about anticipating their needs and exceeding their expectations.
Creating those wow moments that they'll remember long after they've gone home.
Exactly. And don't forget about the power of personal connection.
Oh, yeah, making people feel seen and heard.
So checking in with your guests, offering advice, even just taking a few minutes to chat.
Showing that you care.
Yeah, those little things can make a huge difference.
It's about building relationships, not just renting out a property.
And at the end of the day, people remember how you make them feel.
That's so true.
If you can create a positive experience for your guests,
They'll come back for more.
they'll tell their friends.
It's the best kind of marketing.
It really is. So it's all about building a reputation for excellence, one guest at a time.
One happy guest at a time.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into managing a Phuket villa from afar,
Okay.
let's leave our listeners with a final thought.
I like it. A little something to ponder.
So imagine this.
Okay, I'm imagining.
You're sitting on the veranda of your villa,
Nice.
watching the sunset over the Andaman Sea.
Beautiful.
You're surrounded by the sounds of nature.
The waves crashing, the palm trees swaying,
Exactly. Your guests are having the time of their lives.
swimming, exploring, just soaking it all in.
And you're filled with this sense of peace.
Contentment, knowing you created this.
It's the magic of owning a Phuket villa.
And with the right approach, it's a dream that can be a reality.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep diving deep.